Alright, so here are the player ratings for the Super Eagles match against Guinea Bissau. Before we get into this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you very much. And at number 1, we start with a goalkeeper, Francis Uzoho. I'm going to give him a 7.5 for his performance. Wasn't a bad performance. Did some good things in the match. Made the save early on to save Semi Ajayi's blushes. Then made the save on the free kick at the 80-minute mark. Did have the spillage at the 86-minute mark in which Semi Ajayi returned the favor and saved the day for him. But altogether, I'm going to give him an 8 for his performance. First match back with the Super Eagles after a long time. Did a good job of commanding his area. Did a good job of delivering passes to his teammates. And all around, I feel it was a real good performance. And I'm going to give him a 7.5 for that. Next up, Tyrone Ebuehi, another player coming back into the national team starting lineup, and he did a good enough job for me. I'm going to give him a 7.5. He did a good job of bombing up and down the flanks. There was a little lack of cutting edge in his delivery, but apart from that, whenever he was called on defensively, he did a good job, and I'm going to give him a 7.5 for his performance. And next, Jamilu Collins, left back. I'm going to give him a 7 for his performance. His side totally was under siege. I don't feel like he had a poor performance, but I just feel like defensively, he was found wanting a lot in this match, and I'm going to give him a 7 for that. He did try to go forward, but just like his opposite number, the cutting edge on his delivery was not up to par. But honestly, that's everybody on the team. But still, I'm going to give Collins a 7. Next, Truce Ekong. I'm going to give Truce Ekong at 8.5. Had a strong performance. Really was error-free until the 83rd minute. Got the goal on the day to seal off the strong performance, to cap the win for the Super Eagles, and I'm going to give him an 8.5 for his performance. The only starter on the team defensively, and he held it down on the day. Really did a good job in keeping the team together on this match, so I'm going to give Ekong an 8.5. Next, Semi Ajayi started with a shaky moment at the beginning, but played himself into the match. I'm going to give him an 8. Missed the opportunity to get his name on the books with a header from Kelechi Wankali cross into the area. Almost got himself into some big trouble in the first half, if not for Wilfred Ndidi who saved him. But as the match went on, he grew into it, and his performance was just growing and growing and growing. At the end of the game, I could say that he had a real strong performance put together, and an 8 seems just right. Next up, Wilfred Ndidi. I'm going to give Wilfred Ndidi an 8. A good performance. He did Wilfred Ndidi things, winning balls back, but he was also involved attacking-wise. Got the pre-assist on the Sadiq Umar goal with him finding Kelechi Iheanacho before he got the ball to Sadiq. Did have 1 or 2 shaky moments, a bad foul given up in the first half, but apart from that, he was just good as can be. Next up, Kelechi Wankali. I'm going to give him a 7.5. Started the game with a nice long ball that found Sadiq Umar. A nice set piece that found Semi Ajayi inside the box right in front of the goal. But has different situations where he stalled the attack instead of pushing forward. Did have some good combination moments, especially with Alex Iwobi. But altogether, it was a good performance for a player getting his first start with the senior national team. Next up, Kelechi Iheanacho. I'm going to give Kelechi Iheanacho an 8. I believe he had a good performance. I think ever since the first match, Kelechi Iheanacho has been more of a facilitator for the team. He hasn't been looking to take as many shots as he did in that first match. Just like in this match, he did a lot of facilitating, a lot of passes, created a lot of chances for his teammates, most especially the chance he created for Sadiq Umar, who put the ball into the back of the net. Had a shot from half field almost put into the back of the net by the goalkeeper, but at the end of the day, the talking point was that beautiful assist to Sadiq Umar with the outside of his boot, just curls it into the man, and he just slipped it into the back of the net. Next up, Chidera Ejuke. I'm going to give Chidera Ejuke a 7.5. A hard-working performance, was up and down the flanks, really chased almost everything out there. Good performance by him. almost like he was out there just to prove to Augustin Guavon that, look, I can do the job you want me to do, and I won't get overwhelmed by whatever's going on. And he really did that. A good performance by him. I'm going to give him a 7.5. No goals, no assists, but it was still a good performance. Made the right passes, made the right reads, and I believe that that was the best performance he's had for the Super Eagles at the AFCON. Next up, Alex Iwobi. I'm going to give Alex Iwobi an 8. Hard-working performance. Had a whole bunch of cutting edge, created some chances for the team. His passing was real good. His connection with Kelechi Nwankali was good also, plus his connection with other players. Nice passing, nice 1-2s. When he does the 1-2s, he is almost unplayable. Created the chance for Simon Moses, which was thrown away. Really had a good influence on the game. If you're just going by stat sheets, you'll probably think Alex Iwobi had one of those games, but that's not true. He really had a good performance for the Super Eagles today, and I'm going to give him an 8 for that performance, and it is what it is. Next up, Sadiq Umar, the Almeria striker, really had a game that you almost couldn't call. I'm going to give him a 7.5 for his performance. Got the first goal of the game, but really in all actuality, he really should have had 4 goals at that moment. Had a penalty shot, had another one that he should have went down for the penalty or at least shot the ball, but he dwelled on it. Really had a situation in front of goal where he tried to lay off a header for Semi Ajayi instead of going for goal. He was just kind of all over the place. Unselfish in a lot of regards. Another chance inside the box, he tried to pass. Apart from that, he did get his goal, and you got to give him a 7.5. All around, the performance was okay. I mean, did a lot of work on the Guinea Bissau defenders. They were very, very angry with him, just falling on him all over the place. And I mean, it was a good enough performance. Some people might not like him. Sadiq Umar is an acquired taste, but at the end of the day, you get a goal. I mean, that's a good performance. So I'm going to give him a 7.5 for that. And next, moving on to the substitute, Simon Moses. Simon Moses and Peter Olayinka came right after the first goal. Sadiq Umar was going to be substituted if he had scored that goal or not. But lucky for him, he scores, and Simon Moses comes right after that, and we got to see sickness. I'm going to give Simon Moses an 8.5, and this is a substitute I'm talking about giving an 8.5. He might have really had a hat trick in that match. The second goal scored by the Super Eagles was a great shot by him that crashed into the woodworks. Then he had another chance, which I think he should have passed. Then he had another chance, which went into the side net. 3 good opportunities in the game, and the man just came in. Really was unplayable. Every time he had the ball, he had his way. He dribbled everybody in the sight. I mean, great performance by Simon Moses. You talking about a guy coming off the bench to dominate a match like this. So Simon Moses, 8.5. Next up, Peter Olayinka. Peter Olayinka, I'm going to give him a 7. Really was very, very hard working when he came in, running tirelessly, just all over the place. Nice combination with Simon Moses in the game. He was the one that won the ball that fell to Simon Moses, which ended up leading to the Truce Ekong second goal. Had a nice slick touch for Henry Onyekuru later in the match. Really a really good performance by Peter Olayinka, and truly deserves a 7. And next up, Frank Onyeka came in later in the match, but really did his thing. I'm going to give him a 7 for his performance. The only reason it's a 7 is because he didn't play that long, but for what he did play, there was calmness. You can see what he brings to the table, and I feel like that was a good enough performance. I'm going to give him a 7 for that. Olisa Onda was really good. I'm going to give him a 7.5 for his performance. Neat passing, saved his captain Truce Ekong in the 83rd minute mark. Had the slick turn and pass to Henry Onyekuru at the 84th minute mark. Came into the game as a right back, but it just seemed like his teammates trust him a lot. They gave him the ball every time he was open for it, and he did a good job with his passing and everything. So I'm going to give him a 7.5. Last but not least, Henry Onyekuru, I'm going to give him a 6.5. Found himself in some good position. He was making some good runs. didn't have that much time, but when he came in, he did a good job. Did have a cross that went right to the goalkeeper. It was a cross-come shot. Did a nice enough job, and I'm going to give him a 6.5 for his performance. Those are all the players. Moving on to the man that matters, coach of the team, Augustin Eguavon. I'm going to give him an 8.5 for his performance. Real good performance by Augustin Eguavon. When you come into this type of match, you first of all, you want to win. Then you want to see if you can play as many players as you can. And that's just what happened in this game. He brought as many as 8 people into the team. And to be honest, the Super Eagles dominated that match from first half to second half. In the first half, we could have scored like 3 or 4 goals if the referees were looking at those penalties that were overlooked in the first half. Then you go into the second half, we really could have scored 4 or 5 goals with the chances we missed. So it was a good appearance for Augustin Eguavon and his boys. Hopefully they've learned a lot from it, and hopefully they get better as time goes on. But I'm going to give Augustin Eguavon the 8.5 for his performance. Great performance by the team all around. Great coaching by the gaffer. And congratulations to the Super Eagles. Thank y'all for watching. Peace.